Here are two practical tips on how to ask your boss for any type of personal leave the right way. My first tip is very simple and yet very important. Give your boss enough notice before you take leave. If you know that you're going to need some time off a month from now or maybe 3 months from now, there is no reason to wait till the last moment to let them know about the fact that you need that leave. Of course, if it's 6 months from now, then maybe you shouldn't tell your employer right away because, first of all, a lot of things can change between now and 6 months from now. And also, you may not want to risk them thinking that maybe you're not a good fit because you're planning to take time off and them looking for your replacement or terminating you prematurely. But at the very least, you should give your employer a week notice before you take time off if possible. Of course, if there is some kind of personal emergency or medical emergency, you might not be able to do that. But for any other event which you know is coming, maybe a wedding that you want to attend, maybe you want to take a class, or maybe you're going to take some kind of seminar out of town or out of state. If you know that you have a plan, let your employer know sooner than later, because in many jobs, if not most jobs, when you don't give notice to the employer that you're going to be absent, when you don't give them notice to find someone who is going to be able to fill in for your position and do your work, it's going to create extra stress, extra unexpected problems where it could have been easily avoided by giving your employer a little more time to be ready for your time off. And the more stressful your job is, the more specialized your job is, the harder it is to find someone to do your work in your absence, the more difficult you will make it on your employer to deal with your unexpected absence. And this is regardless of whether your leave is going to be a protected medical leave under FMLA or CFRA or not. If you're interested in continuing working for that company, if you're interested in preserving a good relationship with your employer, then giving notice is absolutely essential. My second tip is this. If your employer tells you that they cannot grant you that time off, they cannot give you leave, this does not have to be the end of your conversation. Continue your discussion and see if there could be some kind of compromise. Well, if I cannot take time off this month, is it okay for me to take time off next month? If 7 days is too long, can I take 5 days off? If it's not good for me to be completely away and not be reachable, is it okay for me to work part-time, to be available for calls, to answer questions if necessary, or to be available for emergencies? Will this make it easier for you, the employer, to allow me to take the time off that I need? When an employer says no to your request for time off, it doesn't necessarily mean no, never, under no circumstances. So don't hesitate to have a nice, honest discussion. And if you have a legitimate reason for time off that is not confidential, that doesn't involve disclosing any type of very sensitive or embarrassing information, be honest about it. In many cases, honesty and openness about why you want to take time off is the best way to go, because your employer is also a human being. They will likely understand why you need to take time off, especially if it's for a personal, significant event, whatever that might be. Again, a wedding, taking a class, maybe your parent is visiting from out of the country and you want to show them around and you really need those 2-3 days off. Be honest, you'll be surprised how many people will be able to understand that. So when you do that, and when you give sufficient notice to your employer to help them deal with your absence better, you will significantly increase your chances of both getting that leave and also continuing to maintain a good relationship with your employer. Thank you.